Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com the first week of November 2022. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Actor Andrew Prine died October 31, 2022 in Paris. He died of natural causes at the age of 86. He was known for his appearances in westerns, including TV's Wide Country and the John Wayne movie Chisum. Prine is also being remembered for many TV appearances and for horror movies such as Grizzly and Amityville 2. Pop star Aaron Carter died November 5, 2022 at his home in Lancaster, California at the age of 34. He was a tween idol in the early 2000s, known for songs including Aaron's Party and That's How I Beat Shaq. Carter is also being remembered as a reality TV star who competed on Dancing with the Stars and starred alongside his brother Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys on House of Carters. NASCAR driver and owner Coy Gibbs died November 6, 2022, in his sleep at the age of 49. He was the co-owner of Joe Gibbs Racing along with his father, and he managed their motocross team. Gibbs is also being remembered as the father of NASCAR driver Ty Gibbs and as a college football standout who is an assistant coach in the NFL. Musician Mimi Parker died November 5, 2022, after fighting ovarian cancer at the age of 55. She was the drummer and co-vocalist for the indie rock band Low, whose quiet and minimalist music was dubbed slowcore. Parker is being remembered for the ethereal music she helped create. Football player Dave Butz died November 4, 2022, at the age of 72. He was a defensive tackle who helped the Washington Redskins to 2 Super Bowl victories. Butz is being remembered as a member of the 1980s All-Decade Team and the College Football Hall of Fame. Musician Tyrone Downie died November 5, 2022, in Kingston, Jamaica, at the age of 66. He was the pianist for Bob Marly and the Wailers, playing on beloved songs including Three Little Birds. Downie is also being remembered for performing and recording with artists including Burning Spear and Steel Pulse. Golfer Dow Finsterwald died November 4, 2022, in Colorado Springs, Colorado, at the age of 93. He won the 1958 PGA Championship, the first year the tournament used stroke play instead of match play. Finsterwald is being remembered for winning 12 tournaments on the PGA Tour and playing on 4 U.S. Ryder Cup teams. Hockey player Peter McNab died November 6, 2022, after fighting cancer at the age of 70. He was a star forward for the Boston Bruins in the 1970s and 80s. McNab is also being remembered as a longtime color analyst for the Colorado Avalanche. Actor Leslie Phillips died November 7, 2022, after a long illness at the age of 98. His long and prolific career included providing the voice of the Sorting Hat in the Harry Potter series. He is also being remembered for decades of performances in British movies and TV, such as in the Carry On series, where he was known for catchphrases including Ding Dong. Phillips was a British Army veteran who served in the Royal Artillery in World War II. Actor and filmmaker Douglas McGrath died November 3, 2022, at his office in New York City. He died of a heart attack at the age of 64. He was nominated for an Academy Award for co-writing the screenplay to Bullets Over Broadway with Woody Allen. McGrath is also being remembered for writing the Tony-nominated book for the Broadway musical Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Rapper Hurricane G died November 6, 2022, of lung cancer at the age of 52. A member of the Hit Squad hip-hop collective, she was one of the first female Puerto Rican rappers. Born Gloria Rodriguez, Hurricane G is being remembered for her single Somebody Else and for rapping on Redman's track We Run New York. Magician Max Maven died November 1, 2022, at his home in Hollywood, California. He died of glioblastoma at the age of 71. He was a renowned mentalist who was skilled at guessing what his audience members were thinking. Maven is being remembered as a legend in the magic community who worked with famous performers such as David Copperfield and Penn and Teller. Singer Dan McCafferty died November 8, 2022, at the age of 76. He was the lead singer for Nazareth, known for hits including Love Hurts and Hair of the Dog. McCafferty is being remembered for his unmistakable vocals. Musician Don Lewis died November 6, 2022, at the age of 81. He was a synth pioneer who invented the live electronic orchestra, the inspiration for the MIDI technology that became the standard in digital music. He is being remembered for working with music legends including Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, and the Beach Boys. Lewis was a U.S. Air Force veteran who served as a nuclear weapons specialist. Musician Jeff Cook died November 7, 2022, at his home in Destin, Florida. He died of complications from Parkinson's disease at the age of 73. He was a founding member of the chart-topping country band Alabama, playing lead guitar, fiddle, and keyboards, as well as singing backing vocals. Cook is being remembered for Alabama's influential country rock, which crossed over to mainstream success and brought new fans to country music in the 80s. Actress Susan Tolsky died October 9, 2022, at her home in Los Angeles. She died of natural causes at the age of 79. Her death was publicly announced this week. She starred on the 1960s sitcom Here Come the Brides as Biddy. Tolsky is also being remembered as a prolific voice actress who worked on cartoons including The Smurfs and Darkwing Duck. Musician Garry Roberts died November 9, 2022, at the age of 72. He was a founding member and the lead guitarist of the Boomtown Rats, known for songs including I Don't Like Mondays. Roberts is also being remembered for touring as a sound engineer with bands including Simply Red and OMD. Journalist Fred Hickman died November 9, 2022, at the age of 66. He was one of the original hosts of CNN Sports Tonight when the cable news network debuted in 1980. Hickman is also being remembered for working at Fox Sports and ESPN, where he hosted shows including SportsCenter. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Mississippi have been lowered to honor the memory of Commissioner Dick Hall. Flags in Minnesota have been lowered to honor the memory of Assistant Fire Chief James Jimmy Scanlon of the Hopkins Fire Department. Flags in Colorado have been lowered to honor the memory of Minority Leader Hugh McKean. This week also marks several notable anniversaries. 60 years ago this week, First Lady and diplomat Eleanor Roosevelt died at the age of 78. Widely admired and respected, she was the first chair of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights. Actress Brittany Murphy was born 45 years ago this week. She died in 2009 at the age of 32. She was known for movies including Clueless and 8 Mile. Singer Minnie Riperton was born 75 years ago this week. She died in 1979 at the age of 31. Her wide vocal range was showcased in her hit single Lovin' You. She was also the mother of actress Maya Rudolph. Actress Dorothy Dandridge was born 100 years ago this week. She died in 1965 at the age of 42. She was the first Black woman nominated for a Best Actress Oscar for her performance in Carmen Jones. Author Kurt Vonnegut was born 100 years ago this week. He died in 2007 at the age of 84. His best-selling novels include Slaughterhouse-Five and Breakfast of Champions. Author Bram Stoker was born 175 years ago this week. He died in 1912 at the age of 64. His novel Dracula is one of the best-known and most influential works of English literature. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.